So we're back on now. So can you tell us a little bit about voter education? What efforts would you do to help people learn the process, if it needs to be in their first language, or if it just needs to be different types of medium on how to, in person or electronic or in print?
Yeah, and I think the Help America Vote Act did some of those things and it funded some of those issues. I think we've got a pretty substantial program out there at the polls, making sure that there are multi-languages and where there needs to be. Some of those things, I think the bigger challenge is just to encourage the people that this is your country, and the way you have an input into our government is through voting, and a strong community involvement and encouraging the vote at the local level.
What other types of duties would that office have on the elections?
It's got a number of other duties, but one of them is the interface with the burgeoning businesses that are just getting licensed and they're going in to register with the state. Part of that process is to make sure that they're not overburdened with regulations, that when they come in that they're taken care of at one stop, hopefully. And it's a friendly interface between government and the business licensing, and then having the resources that are available out in the community there at the office to help them integrate into the particular areas that they're starting their business as well.
That would be for the government contract job?
No, that's mostly just for registering as a new business.
Oh, I see.
Registering and licensing.
Oh, LLCs.
Yep.
So that's a process too that for new Americans might be kind of complicated.
Yes.
That process.
Yep. And I think there's again where we need to be extremely sensitive, particularly to our new citizens that are coming in, and give them the resources that they need in the particular areas and in the languages that they're familiar with right now. Obviously, we want to continue to migrate towards English as a primary language, but we want to be able to interface with them to welcome them and not create barriers.
Any reason why a GOP Secretary of State, the difference between that and a DFL? Is there?
Well, I think the position really should be nonpartisan. Once you're elected, there should be a nonpartisan position because you're really representing the trust of all Minnesotans. And so I think that's where Secretary Ritchie has failed in many aspects, because he has used his office in partisan means. He's used the list from the office to actually garner support for his campaign, and other issues in terms of being a national figure, going out and campaigning with the DFL party on a number of occasions for Barack Obama, Keith Ellison, and Al Franken. And I think that does not bode well with the office. With someone who is supposed to be nonpartisan and carry the trust of the people, I think you need to back off of that as a Secretary of State and basically go with the needs of the office, which are to meet everyone's needs, not on a partisan basis.
Might be accountable, but that's about it.
Yep.
Well, thanks so much, Mr. Severson.
Yeah, thank you, Tom.
Mr. Dan Severson, Secretary of State for Arizona. Let's welcome him.
Well, I've got this long speech, but I'm not going to do it to you. First, let's make an applause. First, I want to say it is an honor to be here with you and for the clan leaders, particularly for all of the Hmong community to come forward and start this interaction. And I'll just start by saying I've got a little special connection to Phang Lo. Both of us are military. I served 21 years, got to fly a Navy fighter aircraft, and one of the connections here is that the bravery and the sacrifice that the Hmong people did for our naval aviators as we went over the beach to move into North Korea, or to North Vietnam and to Laos to do missions, and then got shot down, and you were the ones that were coming in to rescue and pull us out of there. And to that I want to say a special thank you. You know, when you have to go for the ejection seat handle, it's a pretty hostile environment, but when you get down to the ground, it's even more hostile. It's nice to see a friendly face. So I want to, number one, say thank you for that. And then just a short point on why I am running for Secretary of State. And because it really is the foundation of our republic. It is the foundation of one person, one vote. And that really determines our freedoms, whether or not the people have a voice in the process. And if we begin to lose that process, or it begins to be taken over by special interests, or begins to be subverted through special interest means, then the people begin to lose their voice. That's why I have stepped forward into this process. In that last election, we had some things that went on that weren't exactly right, and some of the things that can be corrected. One of the things that we need to implement is photo ID, and that's one, everybody has an ID card that's a citizen that goes to the poll, presents the ID card, and then gets access to the ballot so that your voice is heard. So that's kind of the short version of this process, but I want to say we are Americans. You are Americans, we are Americans, because we love freedom, because we love opportunity, because we believe that people should live free. And so we want to take this time to interact, to say we are kin, we are brothers and sisters, and we are of the same community of America who love freedom. Thank you so much for this opportunity.